I'm going to go beyond the suite and just talk about some of the integrations that have been created within Genesis that since we've been using them. One is they've connected with Dr. Joe Ferrantelli and Posture Screen. We can take our iPad and we have our rehab assistants on the floor, and they have a protocol. Our guy is Robert, and he gets a ticket that says that a posture screen must be uploaded. And guess what? He can't close that ticket till it's done. So we know if he's doing it or if he's not doing it. But once he goes and takes the patient, he takes the picture, and the picture instantly comes over, integrates. You don't have to stop and upload the data and bring it over. That task is completely done. So when our docs are working on the floor with the patient, or our practitioners, if say Dr. Snydak, who's only here once a week, our age management anesthesiologist, if he doesn't remember what the patient looks like, he can look at the posture screen. We don't have to have an additional tool to take a picture or image of the patient. And it's an objective measure, and every insurance company is wanting more objective measures. Posture Ray. Robert also gets a ticket opened up every time there's a new patient in the building to digitize the posture ray. And he's very quick, he's very fast, he closes down the ticket, it tells everybody in the building that those x-rays have been analyzed and they've been uploaded and a report has been printed. He brings those images over to Genesis, so when the patient comes in to check in with the provider, any provider, guess what, they could see everything, the full spine lateral, the A to P views, if we took some extremity views such as knees or shoulders, and that happens to be what we're working on, we could see all of that when the patient comes on their travel card, which is on the screen. The providers also have this neat thing called a sticky note. If they're trying to remember something about the patient, or there's something that they need to remind themselves to communicate to the patient on the next visit, etc., it could be used in a variety of different ways, but it's very nice to have that sticky note. It's something that doesn't actually appear on the note, it's just a note for the provider themselves. In addition to that, the care plan. One of my exciting parts of Genesis is we don't lose money anymore. There's not a person in this building that walks around without a care plan. Why do you need a care plan? Because a care plan in our office represents that they signed a financial and they're on some type of an agreement with the office as far as how they're going to pay, whether they prepaid or they're paying in installments. By the way, if they're paying in installments, we have integration with a credit card company. BCSW. Basically, they're a company that has aligned themselves with Genesis as well. At our request, they offer some of the best rates in the country after we researched it. And when we put in that payment, that patient needs to make 4 payments and it needs to be withdrawn from their account on the 1st of every month. We don't have to stop what we're doing, go through a notebook. That was our old way. We'd go through a notebook that was dated, 1 through 30. Oh, it's the 27th. Whose payment is in the 27th column? Okay, now run those payments. Yeah, that's definitely not our reality. We plug it into the system, and the system automatically auto-posts that to the account. So that's just another feature. But back to the provider. When they go in there and they look at a care plan, say for whatever reason we had to comp a couple visits, you could put in the care plan, 2 of these are comp, and you could put 28 are via insurance. Or if maybe only 12 visits were going to be covered by the insurance, you could put in there 12 visits covered by insurance, 12 visits are cash. So that there's not unnecessary billing going out the door that are clogging up your AR or false representation of what you should be collecting, or better yet, you're bogging down your finance department because they're chasing claims that aren't going to get paid. You were only going to get for 12 visits for that calendar year. So that care plan is a trickle-down effect for the whole establishment. A, for you not to lose money. B, for the provider to know how to communicate with the patient. Am I at the beginning of the care plan, the middle, at the end? Have I already discussed the importance of maintenance in our office? Certain timelines of a care plan determines what the conversation should be with that patient, the educational piece that should be delivered. So without that care plan, that provider is in the dark. They don't know where they're at. And previously, when we had Eclipse, we used to say, go see the front desk, they'll tell you how many visits are left. Go see the front desk, or we'd look for that travel card that was always getting lost that we couldn't find, another lost sheet of paper in the building. That's not our reality. We can run reports on care plans. The doctors can. Dr. Alicia is amazing. She's one of our associate doctors. She can go to the care plans and see when they're about to end. So she knows she can make notes to herself and she'll, what we call in their system, tickets. She could open up a ticket to herself and make herself reminders based off of data that she pulled about when care plans were about to end. She also uses on a regular basis this report called the no-show report. she goes in there and she looks at her patients and what's their consistency of no-shows. And she just likes to look at the reports because she likes to pick up that communication piece. She can draw a parallel from the patients who haven't stayed consistent with visits. And she's like, wait a minute, these 5 people who are still complaining that we haven't met their expectations with relieving their discomfort or helping them with their stomach issues or whatever, she can look and draw a comparison. Wait a minute, you miss 2 out of 3 appointments every single week. You're not allowing us to pay that future for you and getting your overall results that you're trying to achieve in this office. So it delivers, the data provides the communication, but with no data you have no communication. Our providers love the program. They love it, and they love how quick and fast and easy it is, and we're constantly improving it. So what we have now is one thing, and it's already fantastic, and it can only get better.